Can't wait to see all my... Hey, where is everyone? Is anyone here? Am I on time or what's going on? Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people imagine there's no country. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill and die for. And no future too. Imagine all the people
Good evening. I'm John Donovan.
And I'm Andrea Bruner.
Welcome to Imagine 2020, our annual celebration of the retreat community and our first virtual gala. Say that again, virtual gala? Yes. It's kind of an oxymoron, but we're not going to let a pandemic get in the way of a good time, right?
That's right, John. In fact, this might be exactly the right time to celebrate and support the retreat and the recovery community. We wouldn't be here tonight without the hard work of our planning committee and our co-chairs, Elizabeth Birkeland-Daub and Patty Connolly. Thank you, Elizabeth, Patty, and committee members. Thanks also to everyone out there who is watching, and a special nod to our friends in Australia, New Zealand, Hong Kong, and Finland. Tonight, more than 400 of us are together to celebrate Imagine. There is strength in numbers.
We're all new to this virtual gala thing, and we're all learning together. But I think we'll have some fun with it too. So here are a couple things you can do to make the most of our time together. If you're registered for the event, just click on the link we texted to you earlier. That'll open the auction page on your smartphone, and you can bid and donate right from your phone. If you haven't registered, just text Imagine Gala 2020 to 243-725, and that will take you straight to our fundraising page.
And keep an eye on the chat streams too. Live updates and share your own messages. We also ask that you help spread the word. We hope you'll share the link to our live gala stream and giving page, live tweet, and post selfies on your Instagram and Facebook. Anything you can do to help build momentum will make tonight even more successful. And while you're at it, use the hashtag ImagineGala2020 in your posts, and we'll enter you in a drawing to win a dozen of Chef Kenny's world-famous truffles.
You may have seen the slides at the top of the show acknowledging the generous gifts we received leading up to tonight. These donors helped us get halfway to our goal, and we're hoping you can get us across the finish line. Thank you. So here's what we're going to do in the next 45 minutes. We're going to celebrate another remarkable year at the retreat. Hear from lots of friends, including John Hyatt, Judy Collins, and Andrew Zimmern. We're going to show you what your generous support of the retreat makes possible for our recovery community, and we're going to ask for your help because we can't do this without you.
Things are different this year, and we may be socially distancing, but tonight we're together in common purpose, to celebrate and support the retreat. Friends from all over the world have signed on to be with us tonight. This really is about community, and it's also about sustaining our work. Imagine is one of our most important fundraisers, and we hope you'll join us in giving, generously and enthusiastically, in support of the retreat.
That's right. This support makes possible the facilities and programs that change and save lives. One of the best examples of this is our beautiful new Huss Center. Let's join Andrea for a tour of this remarkable new facility.
Welcome, friends, to the Lothenbach Fireside Library and the Retreat Women's Center. We wanted to invite you to see the house that you built for our women guests at the retreat. Let's go take a look. This is our dining room. As you can see, it looks out on the big woods of Wayzata. This is a place where women share fellowship, break bread, and just enjoy the beauty. We've moved to the lower level of the Women's Center. This is an area where community life and wellness is at its richest. Women start every morning with meditation in this beautiful room. We also have some of our yoga instruction that occurs in this room. We do emphasize wellness at the retreat and want to make this available to our women, especially in the cold weather months. Living and social spaces are designed for community, reflection, and healing. Our guest rooms provide comfort and quiet, and common areas like the Bright Light Lounge are perfect for informal gathering. And welcome to the third floor of the Women's Center. We are standing in the fifth step room, a gift that was made by my dear friend Judy Halliburton and her husband John. This is that room where women gather with their sponsors to share their inventory. And in that way, it is a very, very significant part of our Women's Center. Some might even call it the heartbeat.
This room is dedicated to the memory of my mom, Joyce, who passed away in 2016. For John and for me, the fifth step and this fifth step room embodies the spiritual principles by which Joyce lived her life. Joyce went on a journey of disremembering due to a diagnosis of dementia. And about a year before she passed away, we had two very poignant and important conversations. One day, sitting on the edge of her bed, out of the clear blue, she said to me, "You know, when you help someone, you're really helping yourself." And for me, this was the spiritual paradox of when you give, you receive. And this is what community embodies here at the retreat. We come here, we give, and in our giving, we are given so many spiritual gifts. The second conversation had to do with the past. She said to me, "I can't change the past, nor should I be able to." And she understood that the past is our springboard for change. She understood that the past was about learning lessons. And in the fifth step, this is what we do. We come together with another person. We come together with our God. We admit our faults, and we become ready to change and to live our life in a different way. Joyce was so much more spiritual and taught me so much about the gifts of life, the gifts of sobriety. I am forever grateful to her, and I am forever grateful to the retreat for allowing me to be a part of this very special work that we do here.
I have to give a shout out to my friends David Onan and Kendra Ogden, who were early supporters of our Women's Center. Their leadership as volunteers and generous financial gifts helped to launch this beautiful facility.
We're joined now by Peter Hubbard, Director of Development at the retreat. Peter, can you tell us a little bit about what we want to accomplish tonight at Imagine?
Thanks, John and Andrea. And hi, everyone. We're here to celebrate, of course, and we're also here to ask for your help. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. As you can see, we're making great progress, but we've still got some work to do. We could really use your help. Your gifts to the retreat have a direct and important impact. We just saw the new Huss Center and Center for Women's Recovery. These are a reality because in 2017, you decided they were important. Today, they are world-class facilities for supporting women and their recovery journeys. Here's how you can help. You can go to the link in the chat below to make a gift and bid on silent auction items like Handyman Corner. If you prefer, you can go to the donate page on the retreat.org as well. And we'll put that link in the chat too. Or just call the number on your screen and make a gift over the phone. We are grateful for all that you do to support the retreat. You can make a real difference. You can change a life and save a life. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thinking back to January, I don't think any of us imagined that we'd find ourselves stuck in a pandemic in October. Yet through it all, the retreat continues to grow stronger. Let's bring in John Curtis for a recap of this unexpected, extraordinary year.
22 years ago, the retreat opened its doors. We were driven to come up with another way to help alcoholics and addicts recover that was affordable, accessible, and grounded in the spiritual principles of the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. And this was at a time when the cost of treatment was skyrocketing. Access to care was diminishing, and outcomes were diminishing. The idea was, how can we help more people for less money? How can we help save lives without breaking the family bank? Today, we're 169 beds. We've had 26,000 people from around the world have gone through the retreat. We have outcomes that are at or better than anything the industry of addiction treatment has provided at a fraction of the cost. We came into the new year with the Women's Center, the new National Center for Women's Recovery that opened up this last year, was filling up. Our Men's Center was full. Our sober houses were full. All our programs were exceeding expectations. February came and COVID happened. By the second week of March, we were in full lockdown protection mode. So we had to, in effect, basically wrap the retreat in a bubble of safety and protection. At the same time, we're trying to continue to operate. In about a week, we were able to take 400 volunteers in 88 AA and Al-Anon meetings and move them from live in-person involvement at the retreat to Zoom. So we had to find a way to marry the live in-person experience at the retreat with the virtual experience of our messengers so it's been a challenge, but the pivot into the virtual world has created a lot of opportunities for us as well. The virtual technology allows us to bring the retreat to the communities around the world without them having to fly here and be a part of the residential program. MyRecovery.com, we started that 7-8 years ago. We had an idea back then that there's something to this virtual world that we could carry the 12-step message to a broader population of people if we created this kind of virtual online meeting experience. But it took a global pandemic for us to realize the power of this community. One of the great bright spots of this experience has been the care and love and support of our donor community. We all expected that this year would be a very difficult time to raise money. And at a time when, of course, we need the funds more than ever. The population that we're serving, many have lost their jobs. And so scholarship is so vitally important. And our donor base stepped up in a huge way to help us to carry the message, to help us financially support the scholarship funds that we need to make recovery accessible. What we've all learned, of course, is the power of community. And the retreat is, at its core, a caring community. And we have now replicated this community in locations throughout the world. So whether it's Sydney, Australia, or Auckland, New Zealand, or Hong Kong, or Nashville, Tennessee, or Vero Beach, Florida, Boulder, Colorado, the common thread is the power of community, people helping people. And that is at the core of what the retreat has helped to bring to life across the globe. So we're assuming now that we're going to be in this this hyper protection mode because of COVID-19 well into the spring of next year. And so all of our plans right now are kind of lining up to help keep everything afloat and keep us serving the people that we need to serve. But we're growing, and we've never stopped growing. We continue to help carry the message and help more people plant the seed of recovery in their community, and we get to sit back and watch it blossom. And I would say it is one of the great gifts of being part of the retreat model of care in this community, is watching the power of community develop in locations all around the world, rallying around the 12 steps of recovery, service, sponsorship, the caring community that makes recovery possible. I think the one thing I think we've all learned with this COVID experience is how much we need each other, and that we can't recover alone. Anything we can do to bring people together, face to face, eyeball to eyeball, to help support one another to get sober and to stay sober and find happiness in recovery, that's what we're all about.
Thank you, John Curtis. And remember, we're raising money tonight for the retreat mission so we can do even more to help the recovery community. In this extraordinary year, it is only fitting that we should honor the contributions of an extraordinary friend with the George Mann Spirit of Community Award. Let's hear from John Curtis on this year's honoree.
Tonight it is with great pleasure that I present this year's George Mann Spirit of Community Award to John McDougall. As a United Methodist minister, John served as a parish pastor from 1976 to 1994. In 1994, he left parish ministry to join Hazelden as the director of spiritual guidance. In his 20 years at Hazelden, John directed the Spiritual Care Program, Family Program, and for a time the Renewal Center. He also directed patient care, serving 8 years on women's units and 12 years on men's units. John was one of Hazelden's most popular patient lecturers. John is the co-author of A Clinician's Guide to Spirituality and the author of Being Sober, Becoming Happy. In 2014, John left Hazelden to become the spiritual care coordinator at the retreat. John's intellect, his professionalism, and heart, and his God-given gift as a public speaker has made him a sought-after speaker for addicts and professionals throughout the United States, and most certainly has been one of the great gifts of the retreat community. John is truly one of a kind. His uniquely colorful suits and shoes have provided great joy to all who have had the pleasure of being in his presence. His message of hope and recovery have directly impacted tens of thousands of men and women seeking a life of recovery from alcoholism and drug dependency. John and his wife of 44 years, Priscilla, are moving this month from St. Paul to San Antonio, Texas, to be near their 2 daughters and 3 grandchildren. We are sorry to see him go. However, John will continue as the retreat spiritual care consultant, speaking at national conferences and providing regular lectures to our retreat guests. On behalf of the Community of Recovering People Board of Directors and the retreat, it is with great pleasure that I present the 2020 George Mann Spirit of Community Award to John McDougall.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Well, thank you all. I'm extremely grateful to receive this award, and I didn't have to die or quit to get it. I'm remembering a December evening in 2013 when I'd pretty much worn out my welcome at Hazelden. I was still working there, and I came to the holiday party in a basement that's now been demolished to make this lovely women's center. And I was watching the process where they pull 50-50 tickets out of a can and have 1-minute speakers. And they told me God picks the speakers. And God certainly picked the speakers that evening. And one after another, I heard people, many of whom were brand new in recovery. And one woman in particular, it was her first day in recovery. She'd driven up here from Iowa and had less than 1 day sobriety. And she spoke for 1 minute about how grateful she was to be here at the retreat and how a retreat scholarship helped her have this opportunity for recovery. I remember thinking, God, I wish I worked here. And then the following May, I did start working here, and I'm so grateful for my 6 years of full-time service here at the retreat. It's been a wonderful, wonderful experience. And the hardest thing for me about moving to Texas, the move makes sense in every possible way, except I have to leave. And then John Curtis said, well, what about staying with us over Zoom? You've been home since March 15th. You've been lecturing and doing groups via Zoom. Why don't you just keep doing it? I thought, wow, what an opportunity to continue doing my lectures and chapel services over Zoom. It'll be just what I've been doing since March. So I'm so glad to continue this relationship with the retreat over Zoom, doing Monday lectures and doing chapel with men and women over Zoom. So I don't have to sever the connection with the retreat. So I'm so thankful for this 6-year association full-time with the retreat, and that I continue being of service here at the retreat through the Zoom internet viewing system. So thank you so much for this reward, but thank you for every day I've been with you in person and for the continued opportunity to be of service here at the retreat. Thank you again for this award.
Thank you, John, and congratulations to John McDougall. You know, of the most amazing things about the retreat is that we are daily witnesses to the miracle of recovery. Please take a look.
I had a lot of legal troubles. I had lost custody of my children. I had an altercation with my mother. I had a DWI. I mean, everything had just gone.
My life was hanging on by a string, and I had run out of moves on the chessboard.
I remember developing the strategy of throwing the jug of vodka down the snow hill so it would slide down around so I could go through, say hi to my mom, walk downstairs, pick it up, and drink it.
lonely and hopeless and afraid.
I was a young 23-year-old, and I pretty much thought I had figured it out within the first 5 minutes.
I really love to say that I'd be sober either way. I would love to believe that, but that's not how my journey went. I found the retreat, and I think that was meant to be.
I met with a guy who was sober, had some sobriety, and I asked him, what did you do? And he said, I went to the retreat.
And then I said, but I have stipulations. I need to go somewhere that's going to treat me like a human being and not an inmate, that has good food, that has yoga.
Help. It doesn't make sense day one when you ask for help. It seems selfish. It seems like we've failed. That's the biggest barrier. And those are all lies, by the way.
I went to another treatment center that was not 12-step based, and I got mad because I was like, where are the big books? Where's the chapel? What are you guys doing? You're not doing it right. Because I was exposed to people when I was at the retreat who were doing it. And I knew what success looked like.
I was really ready for this, and I finally, for the first time, took my hands off the wheel and was, willing to do what others told me to do, what healthy, happy people in recovery were doing. My life got really good really fast.
I found hope, and that's, I think, what I continue to find in a different way now. And the retreat kind of showed me that we can have life and hopes and dreams in recovery. It's not a way to quit drinking, it's a way to have a life, and you get to choose your life.
Just come on in, you're loved here. It's gonna be okay.
These are powerful stories of lives changed and saved by the retreat. And we're here tonight to raise money so that this important work can continue. Let's ask our good friend John Schwingler to tell us more.
Hey, good evening, everyone. My name is John, and I'm an alcoholic. I'd like to thank you all for being here and joining us virtually. Wish we were all together back at the Metropolitan, but what I've learned through this, through Zoom, has been the benefit of seeing people face to face, eye to eye, that I normally wouldn't. So grateful for this time. Thank you to everyone who's put this virtual retreat gala together. It never comes easy. And thank you all for your generous giving already. And one of the things that I heard in a meeting this week was the gift is in the giving. The gift is in the giving. And so this is the ask. This is a time when, I'm reaching into your front pocket, your back pocket, your side, your suit coat jacket, and asking for you to help. And one of the speakers talked about, she talked about hope. Person on the video, that hope. You guys are investing, people are investing in that gift of hope. 11 plus years ago, I was hopeless and didn't know it until my wife had this intervention, and then I was told I was hopeless, and I found out something, a place called The Retreat that was 3 miles from my house that I drove by every day, no idea what it was, but I go in there, and 3 days later I called my wife from inside the retreat and I thanked her for the intervention. That's what happens. That's the gift, the miracle that occurs at this very special place, the retreat here in Wayzata. And as John talked about, all the different places where it has grown. We keep giving this gift away of the retreat, and we can only do it through generous donors like you. And we appreciate all you've done so far, and we ask you to give that a little bit more, to have that joy in giving. And you save lives, the impact it makes. Last night took a meeting out to the guests at the retreat via Zoom. And it's not the same as being in there, but you know what? Those are guys who are now coming back, and they're coming to our meetings. And we're seeing this change. We're seeing the miracles happen. So I'd ask you to give, and as Michael O'Connell would say, give till it feels good. Give till it feels good, because you all are saving lives. I'm so grateful for the staff at the retreat, for the vision of the founders of the retreat, and all who have been a part of it. Thanks.
Thank you. Every dollar helps us to do more, To make a gift, just click on the link we texted to you earlier, or go to the Imagine Gala website. You can see it on the screen and click on the Make a Donation link on the side navigation. You can go to the donate page on theretreat.org too, or just call us at 952-219-8885.
Be sure to check out our silent auction too. There's a cooking class with Chef Kenny, weekend getaway to Grand Marais, and artist quality prints from renowned photographers Jim and Anthony Brandenburg. Thank you to John Beal, to Janessa Jensen, and to all of those who are continuing to give. Remember, this virtual event is taking the place of our usual Imagine Gala. We're hoping that your generous support will follow us online. Please help us out tonight and give generously. Thank you.
Tonight, I hope you've seen how your gift can make a real difference. Every life saved is its own gift. And every life has its own important story to tell. One that makes our whole community stronger. Tonight, by my count, we're witness to more than 500 years of recovery in selfies alone. This is Retreat Strong, and it is thanks to you that we're here and growing stronger.
In recovery, we come to know the healing power of stories. It turns out that some of our best friends have the best stories to tell. When we started putting the word out about this year's virtual gala, the calls came in from special friends who couldn't be here in person but wanted to be part of the evening. Let's hear from John Hyatt, Andrew Zinner, and the amazing Judy Collins.
Hi, my name is John. I'm a grateful recovering alcoholic addict. It's my pleasure to be a part of the Retreat's Imagine Gala 2020. I've been asked to share a little bit about my recovery, and so here goes. My sobriety date is August 6th, 1984. And you couldn't have told me on August 5th, 1984, that I had a problem with liquor and drugs. I had been drinking from the time I was 11 up until that date, which was just shy of my 32nd birthday. And I drank alcoholically from the start, half pint of cherry flavored vodka, and I became all the things that I didn't think I was. I was 50 foot tall, bulletproof, handsome, great conversationalist, just somebody you wanted to know and love. And anyway, I wound up driving around Mississippi and Louisiana with a girl that I had brought over from Holland, even though I was married at the time. I thought this was the best way to fix my broken marriage, and that was my best thinking. And I was driving her around the South, showing her the South, drinking quarts of vodka. I had a quarter ounce of cocaine that I bought from a buddy in Nashville, and I was showing her the sights, and all of a sudden I just burst into tears, and this went on for the next couple of days. I couldn't, the more I drank and the more I snorted cocaine, the less my mind was altered. I couldn't get high and I couldn't get sober. The moment for me was I remembered what a psychiatrist I had seen the year previous had said about my problem. He said, "I can't help you. I think you need to go into treatment." And that was my moment of clarity. And I stopped at a phone booth outside of a gas station somewhere in Mississippi, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I called home and I said, "I'm coming home and I'm going to treatment." And that was the beginning of this journey for me. And I went to a treatment center in California. It was called Los Encinas in Pasadena, California. It was 12-step based, very much like the retreat. And I was introduced to staying sober a day at a time. And I've been doing that ever since with a lot of help from a lot of people. It's the we that keeps me sober, not the me. And I'm very happy to be spending some time with y'all this evening. I've visited the retreat on a couple of occasions and shared a little bit of my story, and it's a wonderful place. Just proud of everybody involved, and it's a great outfit. And I've been asked to sing a little song, and so I'm going to just shut up and sing. Baby, I did not have the luck. Stole out of Indiana in the back of a pickup truck, with no education higher than the streets of my hometown. Went looking for a fire just to burn it all down. You got a real fine love. You got a real fine love. One I am unworthy of. Say they couldn't find it in their hearts. Just get out of my way. And out of nowhere and from nothing, why you came into my life. I'd seen an angel or two before. I never asked one to be my wife. You got a real fine love. You got a real fine love. One I am unworthy of. That evening sky, but you cannot hide that twinkle of starlight in your eye. When I left my man way back there, honey, I don't know where we are, but I'm gonna pull my pony up and hitch my wagon to your star. You got a real fine love. You got a real fine love. One I am unworthy of. They're all sleeping and the twilight's giving in. She looks like you, he looks like her. We all look like him. Well, maybe it's just a little thing. The way I feel tonight, a little joy, a little peace, and a whole lot of light. You got a real fine love. You got a real fine love. One I am unworthy of.
Hey everybody, Andrew Zimmern here. A big salute to the retreat and congratulations on all these years of helping so many in their journey of recovery and in changing their relationship to drugs and alcohol, to all the family members that they've helped, and of course the community at large. And I think that's probably the most meaningful place that I can salute the retreat for. The work that they've done with individuals who have been seeking help has been nothing short of remarkable. creating a brand new model for treatment, accelerating the rate of recovery in our community, providing a home base for all those people, expanding into sober housing, family programs. I mean, we can just keep ticking the boxes of all the incredible work that the retreat has done over the years. But as someone who was around when the retreat first opened its doors, and who currently has a sponsee living in a retreat sober house, I can tell you with 100% conviction and accuracy that it's the retreat standing in the community, recovery and otherwise, that is something that I think is not talked about enough. When you've been helping people for this long, when you have become a reliant pathway for others to shoot the bat signal up in the middle of the night when things are really bad, when families know what a call to the retreat means, when loved ones know that someone has a better chance of outcomes because they've come in contact with the retreat's modalities of recovery, I think is the most important testament to how vital they are to making the Twin Cities 7 metro area the most vibrant recovering community in our country, and also allows us to be a national beacon of hope for so many to look to. I know that in my early years, volunteerism at the retreat was a vital piece of my own recovery. I don't think I would be the person that I am today without a relationship with the retreat, and I am devoted to making sure that the retreat's goals are met in the years to come. Have a great night.
Hi, this is Judy Collins, and I want to just talk to you for a minute about the retreat in Wayzata, Minnesota. It's a wonderful place that John Curtis started many years ago, 22 years of saving lives. As a member of the recovery program for now in my 43rd year, I can tell you that this is a place you want to go if you have any problems with alcoholism, drug addiction, and it's a place where you can find your heart again and find your best solution. So please remember about the retreat in Wayzata. I will hopefully be there to see you soon and celebrate with John Curtis and all the people who are lucky enough to be recovering there. Thank you, John. Bye.
I'd say real fine love says it all. Thank you, John Hyatt, for sharing your artistry and some of your recovery story with us. And thank you, Andrew and Judy. Your kind words are a perfect way to close our evening together. We're joined now by John Curtis. John, wasn't this just such a great evening?
Fabulous night, really. Just terrific. And I want to say on behalf of all of us at the retreat, thank you all so much. Those of you behind the scenes that made this come together, we couldn't have done any of this without you. And for all of you that are joining us tonight in giving to our mission, you're saving lives, and you're helping us to carry the message of hope and recovery out to the world. And thank you very much.
Before we go, we want to encourage you one more time to give generously this evening to help the retreat continue in its life-saving work. In fact, let's look one more time at the scoreboard. Wow. You know, when I came in, we were barely over $100,000, and now we're at almost $139,000. Thank you. Thank you all for your generous donations to help this life-saving work. As we always do, we're going to close with a song of hope and grace. Let's bring on Julie Esterly and Amazing Grace. And after Julie, please stick around for a couple more surprises. Thank you, everyone. Be well, be safe, be kind, and good night.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Tangita kāka, ka tangita titi, ka tangi atu au. Tihei Māori ora. Haumi e, hui e, tāheke e.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, but a lonely sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. Is this hard to do? Nothing to kill or die for. No religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one.
Well, John, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.